Hey everyone, it's Darby from Blue Television Games. Welcome to the 1 hour 10 item challenge series. In this series, I'll take a random comment from a subscriber in which they post 10 items I can use to create a level in Super Mario Maker. In addition to these 10 items, I will always get ground pieces and checkpoints. And here's the winner for this episode. He has chosen fire bars, bricks, boost circles, status dependent leaf caper propeller, hammer brothers, Monty moles, Magic Koopas, coins, warp doors, and peace switches. This was definitely kind of a tough selection. There's a lot of enemy types. So here we are, just laying down some ground. My initial idea was to have some sort of start where you'd get a power-up. Then I decided I would make little rooms. That way you'd have to get through each room to advance to the next. I decided room 2 would introduce our first enemy type, which would be the Hammer Bros. And I thought I would hide a P-switch that you'd have to find in order to access the door, which would cause you to have to fight the Hammer Bro. I put coins in the blocks so that way they wouldn't turn into coins when you hit the P-switch. I initially went with the underground theme with this. I think I ended up switching to Ghost House. Just thought it felt the mood of the level a little better. Here I was just making some adjustments. I thought it would be cool as if when you went through the doors you would fall through a bunch of coins. I added an extra Hammer Bro here to make it a little bit more challenging. Then I ran into this problem. You couldn't fall through the coins because the P-switch had been activated, and I didn't want people to have to wait around. I toyed with the idea of putting a mushroom there, that way you could ground pound through them, but it just didn't feel right to me. I ended up getting rid of this. I thought I would use the Rocky wrenches to keep the Magic Koopas in place, and then make it to where you had to wait for them to clear a path for you. In this section, I thought I would put 2 to deal with to make it get a little bit harder as you go. I ended up getting rid of the coins after the door there. That way you didn't even have to worry about it. Added another power-up in. I ended up putting coins in these bricks so that way if the P-switch was activated still, it wouldn't matter. Those wouldn't turn into coins. I got rid of 1 row of the bricks. I just thought 2 rows was too much. It took way too long. I wanted the level to move along pretty nicely. That felt a little bit too hard there, so I moved that down 1 space so it'd be a little bit easier to jump up and kill him. Now I'm setting up another room. And with this room, I decided I would do something with the P-switch and make a rush part. And since I haven't used the fire bars yet, I thought I would include them in this section as well. I really wanted to make some good obstacles here, and I wanted to make this the most challenging part. And it actually works best if you do the triple jump. If you have a super mushroom still, you can stumble through this part and get hit and it really won't matter much. Alright, so at this point I figured if you made it this far you'd need a checkpoint. I didn't want anyone to have to redo this part if they got through it. For this section, I thought it'd be fun to make it to where you had to do more than just run across the coins, so I added in some more fire bars. Sometimes it's fun to add obstacles that really aren't an issue. It makes it look like you're doing more work than you actually are. So I thought adding these fire bars to the top that actually couldn't hit you as long as you were running through would give you a little bit more of a challenge. It took a while to playtest this part, but I liked how you had to kind of stutter through the middle and slow down. Here I thought I would bring back the Hammer Bros and the P-switch. But to up the challenge from before, I did 4 Hammer Bros. And since it is new Super Mario Bros. U style, I decided I had to put in some wall jumps. And what ended up being cool is the fire bars from down below ended up being obstacles once again in this section above. For this part, I wanted to add some style to the level. I didn't have semi-solid platforms, so I had to be a little bit creative with how to add some design to the level. I decided to use these little fence posts and make these little windows. I thought it looked really cool. And in the middle, I just placed a couple of the boos. And I was trying to avoid using boost circles because they can be a little frustrating, but since a subscriber mentioned boost circles, I thought I would try to include them in here. And And since I've uploaded this level, I've already had people complain about this part. It's a little bit tricky to get through. As you can see, you really need to take your time through there. I thought to finish things up here, I would do 2 more boost circles, and then we'd do the ending here. For repetition's sake, I included a few more of these little windows with the gates. And if you're going to use Magic Koopa in a level, you might as well take advantage of how he can zap the flagpole away. So I thought I'd add this extra little challenge at the end where you had to defeat the Magic Koopa to get the flagpole back. And on top of that, I thought I would block in the flagpole with bricks. That way the Magic Koopa could destroy the flagpole before Mario had a chance to get to it. Added a power-up at the end, so that way you'd have a little bit of an advantage. Since the subscriber offered the progressive power-ups, I initially went with Propeller Suit, but as I playtested, I decided that it was a little bit too easy with it, so I ended up going back and replacing it with Fire Flower before I uploaded. And I ran into a problem here where it didn't actually line up right, so I had to do some more adjusting on these fire bars. And after multiple tests, I finally started to get it right. You have to be pretty exact to make it through that part, so it is pretty challenging. Here's it with the propeller suit, which I ended up getting rid of, as I said before. Alright, so here's the uploaded level. I didn't get to playtest this as much as I'd like to, because I tried to keep this about an hour long. I think with the items that were submitted, I did a pretty good job on this. Make sure you post your 10 items for the next video in the comments below. Let's go ahead and check it out.
Woo!